Thanks so much for joining us here in the Fox 4 Weather Center. Well, we are dealing with very gusty winds here in the last 15 minutes. I was showing you some of those maximum wind gusts, in some cases even in excess of 40 miles per hour. And that's all ahead of the storms that are approaching. So embedded in some of these thunderstorms, we could potentially see even higher wind gusts in the next couple of hours. But by 8 o'clock, that threat for strong damaging winds will be decreasing dramatically. As we speak, that line of storms now pushing into the Venice area. The good news, though, is that it does continue to show signs of weakening. Let's take a live look outside right now from the Tarpon Lodge. Obviously, very poor boating conditions. Those small craft advisories remain in effect through 7 a.m. And for those of you at the beach, just that heads up, those high threats for rip currents, that will continue even behind this storm system tomorrow into Friday. So overall, poor marine conditions for the rest of this evening. So now let's time it out hour by hour as these storms move through. Overall, our high resolution model really has a good grasp on where the positioning of those storms are as we speak. So let's take you through right here around 5:30. That's when those storms start to move through Northport, Murdoch, El Jobin, and start to enter the northern part of the Cape Hayes Peninsula. Right here by 6 o'clock, starting to head into Boca Grande as well as Cayo Costa, as well as Punta Gorda. Now, it is right around this time when we could still see some isolated stronger cells embedded. And again, lightning, gusty, damaging wind are primary threats as the threat for tornadoes continues to diminish. So certainly seeing good progress there with the weakening as these storms move in. Right here by 6:30, those storms then working their way into the northwestern part of Cape Coral, northern side of Pine Island, including Bokeelia, all across DeSoto County and Charlotte at this point, and then continuing their work toward the south. Right here at 7 o'clock, heading into downtown Fort Myers across Cape Coral. But note this, you're seeing a lot less orange, a lot less red. So by 8 o'clock, that strong and severe threat, that's done. So we'll continue to see these storms stabilize a bit. We could still see some lightning out there. Those winds will be dying down as well. But overall, you can kind of see that line just break apart as that threat diminishes. So heading into the overnight time frame right here, 10 and 11 o'clock, just some spotty showers at that point lingering. Thereafter, cooler, drier air builds in overnight. So we'll kick off your Thursday morning right here at 7 a.m. Mostly cloudy. Winds out of the northwest, 15 to 20 miles per hour. Looking ahead to the afternoon, we could see some gusts around 20 miles per hour, but shouldn't be quite as windy tomorrow as it has been today. Also note by 3 p.m. we'll be enjoying lots of sunshine with that cooler, drier air filtering in. So breaking down those weather threats, those gusty winds to 40 miles per hour, that's going to continue here for the next several hours. Rainfall, flooding, not a threat as we are expecting totals to run less than 1 inch. Again, those marine conditions obviously quite poor indeed. And again, we do have the beach hazards for the high threat for rip currents running through Friday evening. As for that severe storm risk, we'll continue to monitor the potential for isolated strong cells through around 8 o'clock. But note this, the marginal threat continues for parts of northwestern Lee into Charlotte, DeSoto, as well as Sarasota County. So very clearly, the Storm Prediction Center agrees with what our models are doing and also the trend of those storms weakening that line as it continues to progress from the northwest toward the south and east. So overnight tonight into tomorrow morning, mostly cloudy. At this point, everything's drying out. We'll start off with widespread 60s, some cooler temperatures farther toward the north. Spots like Arcadia starting off in the upper 50s because that's where that front will be the first to clear. Afternoon temperatures much cooler than average. Upper 70s, lower 80s are expected. Also, that lower humidity forecast as well. For our boaters, small craft advisory will expire at 7 o'clock with winds much lighter out of the northwest, 10 to 15 knots. Looking ahead to the weekend, check out those morning lows dropping back to the upper 50s.